where do we draw the line when it comes to things like biohacking or upgrading our own bodies? I've kind of expressed my answer to that question in the show before, but I'm curious to know what your thoughts are.
Well, I'm interested to hear what yours are too, to see if they differ at all. But for those that say no, never, no biohacking, nothing being inserted into my body ever, we've got to understand that in a way, a type of biohacking already exists. Because if you're just like, no way, never, well, then God forbid you ever have heart problems where you'd need a pacemaker.
Right, or
right?
a hip replacement even.
Or a hip, exactly. Yeah. God forbid that your hearing starts to leave you and you have to go get, cochlear implants to hear better. God forbid any of that. Because you see, where do we draw the line? Because we are already getting used to a type of biohacking, but it doesn't stop there. And then you have another category of people that they might think to themselves, well, you know what? I don't want to become one with artificial intelligence, but a little better memory might be nicer. And you see, and that kind of talks about, that's where we are right now with even Neuralink, with Elon Musk's new company that was established in 2017, developing BCIs. And we have even other, companies like Kernel. I want to talk about this just for a second. You see, I want to set the stage with this. You see, it was at an event at the California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco last month that Elon Musk talked about the radical advances that Neuralink has made since it was founded in 2017. And Josh, I'm sure you know all about it. It is insane. It is so radical to see how far they have come. Now remember, Neuralink, so they're the ones that are developing and creating these brain microchips like the world has never seen. And Elon Musk, he's one of the people that believes that he is creating technology to be embedded within us to save us from our doom of artificial intelligence. There's two streams of thoughts here. Either artificial intelligence is going to wipe out humanity, or we merge with artificial intelligence to save the human race. Now, some of the short-term goals of Neuralink are to, treat various brain disorders such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, to move from there to help amputees and restore the ability to see, talk, and listen. But Elon Musk made it abundantly clear in that presentation that his overall goal is to truly become one, truly symbiotic creatures with artificial intelligence. Now, this is a thing. There's already been one BCI in the United States that has been FDA approved. And this current brain chip has 10 electrodes right now. And it's, zapping different parts of our brain. Now, not in the sense of we're getting, shocked, but zapping it in the sense of it's telling the neurons what to do. And it's helping people with Parkinson's. And it's helping people reducing seizures that people with epilepsy are having. So the current BCIs, they are helping people right now on record in great ways with Parkinson's, with epilepsy. And those current BCIs, Josh, they have 10 electrodes. The BCI that Neuralink is creating right now, which he says that he plans to embed within the human brain by the end of 2020, does not have 10 electrodes. It has 10,000 electrodes. It will literally be 1,000 times better than anything that has ever been approved within the United States.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about, and those are really good points to bring up with it, because I've always said when it comes to things like this or what sometimes is called like mark of the beast technology and stuff like that, the main thing that I want to know before anything else is it restorative or does it enhance? Basically. So does this technology enhance God's creation in some way, or is it restoring something that's been taken away? And that factors in a lot with me. I have a hip replacement, and I'm going to have an ankle replacement. I wear glasses. I have a lot of restorative things that, but it's because things that happened in my body go outside of what God's design already was for it. Like we're not supposed to be born with bad eyesight. It's restoring the eyesight. but it doesn't enhance the eyesight. I can't see through walls, it's nothing like that. It restores to a very human standard. Now,
That's very interesting. So that you're saying that the line in the sand for you is to where it restores to what the human body is. But you're saying if it ever gives you maybe, yeah, this sounds funny to say, very sci-fi to say, but you're saying if it ever extends beyond what the human has ever been, that is where you draw the line in the sand. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it depends. I mean, yes and no, because there's the other factor that you brought up too. It's like these brain implants. They're helping Alzheimer's people. It seems like, on paper, it seems like all they're doing is restoring something that should be there, and that's great. But you also have to look at how the potential for this technology to be abused. Can those chips be hacked at some point in the future?
Exactly.
And is that worth the risk? Maybe it is and maybe it isn't. I think that those types of things would have to be, conversations that individuals have with their family and their doctor and all that. I don't think from what I know about it, the brain chips that are just merely trying to treat Parkinson's, if there is no risk of getting, I mean, there's always a risk that, in 10 years somebody could develop a way to hack into these things and cause some damage. But barring all that, if it's worth the risk because the person gets a quality of life that's better than they're getting now, and it's not falling into enhancing what God created is to be human being, then I think that personally I think that's okay. But it's also something that I think the individual has to decide for him or herself. Where I think the actual line is where it falls into sin or where it falls dangerously close with like flirting with the mark of the beast kind of stuff, is when it enhances the human body or changes it, especially like on a like a DNA level, when it alters somebody to the point where you can't even recognize them as human anymore because there's something that's seen as better. They're human plus, like what the transhumanists are dreaming about. So that to me is the line. But even on an individual level, I could understand why somebody would not want a brain implant, even if they have some kind of debilitating disease, for fear that it might be abused in the future.